So here's kind of a bigger picture way of thinking about lucid dreaming. Technically, we dream all the time. Whether we're awake or asleep, those are just two different states of consciousness. Dreams are just kind of the subjective experience of mind wandering, or reverie, or being in a creative headspace. And obviously, dreams happen when we're asleep. What's not as obvious is that dreams happen when we're awake, unless we talk about daydreaming, which everyone can relate to. We've all had those moments where we're not really paying close attention, we're just sort of spacing out, or maybe it's unpleasant, maybe we're ruminating, maybe we're stressing out about something. Could be having an imaginary argument with somebody in your mind that's kind of like a dream while you're awake. Or you could be fantasizing about something you want to happen. That's also a dream while awake. And the more we think about this, the more we realize there are countless examples of dreaming while awake. The element that is important, though, is whether we're aware of the process, because it can mean the difference between strategizing or calculating or planning or thinking ahead and being proactive or being retrospective and reanalyzing a situation strategically or deliberately. These are all types of dreaming, really, daydreaming, that are done deliberately with intention. They're done consciously. But by comparison, we often do this unintentionally, where we're not deliberately daydreaming, but it just happens. And maybe it's productive, and maybe it's not. But when we talk about this kind of unintentional daydreaming, we'll talk about things like rumination, or anxiety, or where the mind goes when it's stressed out. And without awareness during these kinds of daydreams, the default mode of the mind kind of takes over, and it can have a very negative influence on our mood and on our behavior and the way we treat people, the way we treat ourselves. And when it comes to this kind of thing, if there is no awareness, if we're not really cognizant of what our mind is up to when we're ruminating or when we're stressing out, this can easily turn into a habit. It can turn into kind of a personality trait over time with a lot of conditioning, a lot of repetition of the same sort of patterns of the mind. And sometimes all it takes is a moment of realization that this pattern is reoccurring. And this is where awareness is the key factor. And when we go to sleep, usually there's no awareness whatsoever all throughout the night. That entire 8 hours, there's no awareness at all of what the mind is up to. But very similar patterns that reflect our waking life mentality, those patterns are occurring during our dreams. And with a surface level analysis, like if you just remember a dream here and there, you won't have enough information to see that these patterns are occurring. It would be like opening a book on a random page and picking a random paragraph and reading it. It's totally out of context. So this is why I recommend keeping a dream journal. When you write your dreams down, you have a catalog, and you have way more context for what's going on inside your subconscious mind. In other words, what's working behind the scenes to influence the way that you think and the way that you respond to stressors, or how you relate with other people, and like I said, how you relate with yourself. Just by keeping a dream journal, you'll start to see these patterns emerge over time. And if you know what to look for, you can A, start to recognize patterns that will clue you into the fact that you're dreaming and therefore become lucid. Or B, just get a better sense of yourself and your strengths and weaknesses. Maybe you'll start to see that there are certain things in your life that you're not really happy with that you would like to improve upon. Or maybe you start to see things that you are really grateful for, and you can express that gratitude in any number of ways. The point is, keeping a dream journal is very insightful into your own psychology. It's a remarkable way to practice becoming more self-aware. And so on that note of awareness, if you can become conscious or realize you're dreaming during the dream state and bring that awareness into the dream in real time, it opens up the door to many, many possibilities for you. And it's not just about psychological growth. It could be just about exploration and entertainment. Every night that you go to sleep can be an opportunity to explore your own consciousness. So if you're curious at all about your subconscious, about your inner world, your dreams are there for you every night. All you have to do is become a little more aware of them and build a stronger relationship with them. Now, this takes practice, but once you get more familiar with being awake in your dreams, you'll have much more freedom to work out certain kinds of problems in your own mind. And you'll wake up feeling like there's a resolution to those problems. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to all problems in life, but more often than not, we have to work out challenging situations in our own minds anyway. And this is why we ruminate, and this is why we have anxiety. It's the mind's way of trying to resolve a problem, but being unsuccessful in resolving it. So if you're able to become aware while you're already dreaming, it's an opportunity to resolve some of the problems that your mind is already trying to resolve. And as I mentioned earlier, the dreaming mind is kind of a reflection of the waking mind. So if you can change some of these patterns so that you're more aware and you're more deliberately engaging with this dreamlike part of your mind, the patterns will change both when you're awake and when you're asleep and dreaming. So for people who have bad dreams, or very unpleasant or disturbing dreams, they tend to be because there's an inability to resolve some kind of problem or deal with some kind of threat. And the reason that lucid dreaming can be such a great opportunity to resolve these psychological challenges is that you may not be able to resolve certain problems in waking life. But if you can approach the same problem in a lucid dream, and if you're able to resolve the issue in the dream, then psychologically, that is a step forward in the right direction, simply because you have rehearsed working through that problem, that very real problem in your waking life. So you've got more experience dealing with that situation, and that builds confidence. And that experience and that confidence will help you deal with the problem in waking life. So it's not only about awareness, it's about what you do once you become aware. And this is some of the training that you'll get in the coaching program, and it's what you'll learn when you take the courses in the Mind Awake app. So please reach out if you'd like to learn lucid dreaming, if you want one-on-one coaching, or if you just want to check out the app, go ahead and download in the links below. If you enjoyed this, please share with your friends. Please like and subscribe. This will help get this kind of information out to more people, and it will help me grow my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.